Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to another edition of TEW with our 2003 mod, the evolution that will be televised. You join us at the Talking Stick Resort Arena, I believe is in Arizona, complete guess, in front of 15,482 fans. Today's episodes will of course contain Raw and SmackDown's go-home shows before we head to Insurrection, which I will do in the UK to follow on with real life. No better way to start off the show with a match, and it is two members of Evolution. It is Randy Orton and Batista, and they take on the Hurricane and Tommy Dreamer. And of course, the heels remain victorious here with a victory in 8 minutes and 1 when Randy Orton defeats the Hurricane, win RKO. B-71, much better ratings for the two heels, again continuing their development with two very seasoned veterans, so good to see that. Only Tommy Dreamer though improves in technical skills, but a good bit of momentum gained for Orton and Batista. They try and beat down the Hurricane and Tommy Dreamer after the match. However, to the rescue to flip the tables effectively is of course Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash. We do plan to go the 2-on-2 tag match. It ends up being a 4-on-2 beatdown, ending with a sweet chin music and a jackknife powerbomb. So a B-72. Crowd got a bit hotter from the angle. Of course, Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels will come out of this looking good, and the storyline advances, unfortunately losing a little bit of heat. Then move on to our women's match of the night. It was a poor match that saw Trish defeat Daphne in 8:39 with the chick kick, just gaining her some momentum. Good opportunity for Daphne, but unfortunately she is not victorious. C-57, again, using the people we are going to use on pay-per-view, giving them momentum. This, of course, was our storytelling match of the night. This leads to Victoria attacking her as she seeks to become women's champion again. Not 100% sure. I think it'll be a last-minute women's match because I think I've done Trish v Victoria too much. But we'll see. But anyway, just Victoria beats her down, fulfills her women quota, and then just to make sure for sure, usual bikini contest hosted by the coach, Jonathan Coachman, as Stacey Keebler defeats Jacqueline. Then have Eric Bischoff, and he's decided that Chris Jericho will be sent home tonight, so that is a B80. Got a feeling that is a little bit early in the show. That's what it is. He'll have his match, then he'll be sent home. So Jericho defeats Chris Nowinski 10:09 by pinfall, B-75. Again, Jericho's getting the victory over Christian's lackey to again gain some momentum. He got the match hotter. Christian's going to be in a big match later on tonight, so after the match he's escorted from the premises to ensure he does not interfere in this match. Then have a hype video for Dr. Nick Dinsmore. His debut is getting closer. That was an F8 segment. Then had a short match that saw Kane defeat Rob Conway in 4:05 with a chokeslam. Again, just making Kane look as dominant and destructive as possible. C-59. As I say, Conway will eventually get a push, just not at the moment. Next hype video is for Sean O'Hare, a D-40. Devil Advocate debut is going to happen tonight, and it's next. And it's a subpar wrestling match with little heat as Sean O'Hare defeats Spike Dudley in 8:36 with the Widowmaker. So a C-54, decent start, a long way to go. And yeah, does its job, good momentum. Spike putting someone over. We then had a decent match that saw Rosie and Jamal from 3-Minute Warning defeat Diamond Dallas Page and Test in 8:33. Jamal with a Samoan Spike on DDP. Of course, DDP's glitched in this, so just using them to put people over. It's a shame, but it is what it is. And his overness will rub off to the likes of Rosie and Jamal. Pretty happy with the C+69 match. Few negatives there, but overall, again, keeps them looking strong because I want them to be a big key tag team going forward. Then had good wrestling and a decent reaction from a crowd that saw Booker T defeat Mark Henry in 12:19 with the scissors kick following a distraction from Rhino. So it's a B-77. Of course, we're going to have Mark Henry versus Rhino at Insurrection for the IC title. Booker with a far better performance, but a good person for Henry to go up against, and hopefully gains a little bit of maybe psychology. So decent. and it continues that storyline. Then have Mark Henry chase Rhino away, which is a B minus 76, so he can't get his hands on the Man Beast as of yet. From an alliance for our main event, it's an 8-man tag. We see Triple H with Ric Flair and Christian. They're just saying, make sure we're all on the same page, work as a team, make sure nothing goes wrong. So a very good A94 for that. And the main event itself was a superb matchup that saw the team of Steve Austin, Bill Goldberg, and the Dudley Boys defeat The Rock, Triple H, Ric Flair, Christian in 17-14 when Bill Goldberg defeated Ric Flair with a jackhammer. EP35, we needed to protect Austin because of his injury, so that's again a reason why I went a big 8-man tag and into a tag match at Insurrection. But a good way to get some belief, that there's a likelihood that the Dudleys can win. There's a good likelihood that Austin and Goldberg can coexist to defeat The Rock and Triple H. So, overall, very happy with that. Few negatives, as you would expect. And the show itself, B plus 83, increasing their popularity in 15 regions. So it's good in that way. It sets up Triple H and The Rock against Goldberg and Austin, Rhino versus Mark Henry, Christian versus Chris Jericho, and Randy Orton and Batista versus Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels. So a lot of good matches to look forward to at the event. Nothing there, and that's just the Raw side. Of course, we've got SmackDown as well. So let's have a look here. Scott Steiner's contract is expiring. He's back from injury or suspension. It's cool. I'll deal with few, that's fine. Randy Orton doesn't like Jamal. Bobby Ray Dudley doesn't like Test. Ric Flair doesn't like Test. Test will probably go at one point, admittedly. Drug tests, that's fine. 2407. And Terry Taylor, I think I'd sorted The Rock out. He should have a contract offered. Aye, withdraw. So that's already been sorted. I just didn't delete them before we'd started. So that's good. Billy Gunn back as well, so that gives a bit more depth to SmackDown. And yeah, we could see the likes of Orlando Jordan. Yeah, he's been offered a contract. And Eric Angle, I think we are going to let go. So yeah, was in a decent position. We are going to go and book SmackDown, so we'll be back in literally a second. Then, of course, the next video will be Insurrection. So, back in a second. Now we're on to SmackDown. Admittedly, a little later booked than it should have been. God damn you, EA Access and FIFA. But here we go anyway. We have a decent crowd again, roughly about that 15,500 mark. We're at the Prudential Centre. And we start off with, of course, the newly debuted gimmick, I suppose. John Bradshaw Layfield turned on Ron Simmons last week. And he's verbally just laying into Ron, just saying he's held him back. Look at the money he made when he's injured. And he's going to, keep making money and also descend to become a world champion. So, a C plus 70, improvised well. It got the show off to a strong start, got the crowd hotter, and is going to lead to a match Insurrection, likely between JBL and Ron Simmons. Simmons comes down to the ring, bit of a brawl, a bit of heated confrontation, but it don't come to blows. As I say, they're held back. But yeah, it's my way of splitting them up. It felt a little bit different from real life, a little bit quicker as well, just so we can maybe build up an extra heel on the SmackDown brand. Then had a superb wrestling match that had great heat. We saw the Big Show defeat Edge in 11:56 by a chokeslam, B minus 76. Basically giving the Big Show some momentum leading to something later on in the evening. Both guys went 84th performance and it got the crowd hotter, so good there. It shows that Edge is heading towards the main event, but not quite yet. This does lead to, after it, a match booked for Insurrection, two feuds coming together effectively, and it is going to be a fatal four-way match for the United States Championship as Stephanie books Big Show, Benoit, Edge, and the US Champion, John Cena. So it's a B80, again, advances some storylines, so that's covered that base. We then have a returning Billy Gunn, and he bumps in Chuck Palumbo, where they have a bit of a confrontation going. You remember what happened, how you've now turned your back to be part of the full-blooded Italians when I was injured, so it's a D plus 52, and also a D plus 52. Billy gets a win in his return match. Poor match, but he defeats Nunzio in 6:53 with the Famouso. So decent there, Billy Gunn storytelling match. We'll maybe give him one last run before phasing him out. So it's good to get these kind of guys back. Jamie Noble calls out Hulk Hogan. He says Hogan got lucky the last time they fought. He's going to beat him this time. And Hulk Hogan goes, okay, brother, we'll face off again and I'll show it wasn't a fluke. So B plus 83. Overall, decent segment. As yourself, of course, Hogan wins, obviously. 1 in 706 with the atomic leg drop, C plus 69. But again, giving Jamie Noble a good bit of exposure in higher profile matches. And, just giving Hogan something to do really, because I don't really want him near the main event picture at this present time. But nice wee mini feud on SmackDown. But after the match, Hogan is celebrating when the A-Train comes down and he just systematically decimates Hulk Hogan, tears him apart, hits him with a derailer, and that is a solid A90. Hopefully he can get the A-Train a bit over on this, but he looked dreadful and Hogan looked good. Moving on to our Cruiserweight feud, we've got Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore. A little team talk backstage, Attitude and his main follower making sure they're on the same page for tonight's match. It was a C63, of course, Shannon not quite on the level of Matt Hardy. But their match was the tag match. It was decent, and the team of Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman defeated Attitude version 1 in 7:44 when Rey Mysterio defeated Shannon Moore of a 619. Match is pretty decent, again building up some overness. Hopefully eventually get Kidman over to maybe where he was in WCW. Shannon will have a long way to go, but Matt and Ray are in a good position at this period in time, which is good. John Cena hypes a promo, just basically berating Edge, just saying it doesn't matter if it's Edge, if it's Big Show or Benoit, he's still going to be the US champ. So that's the B81. And a superb matchup. Chris Benoit defeated John Cena in 14-14 by submission of the Crippler Crossface, therefore gaining Benoit some momentum going in to Insurrection, and Cena a little bit upset there, but B78, two good performances, and I think Benoit kind of needed a victory because of a few recent defeats to the likes of the Big Show. So overall, pretty solid, happy with that. We then have our usual bikini contest just to ensure we get our quota of attractive females. So Taz hosts, Sable defeats Tori Wilson. That was a C plus 67. And then we have one of our, I think it is our main event actually, The Undertaker against Shelton Benjamin. And it was a superb wrestling match with great heat. Taker beats Benjamin in 15:06 when Shelton was disqualified because Kurt Angle attacked The Undertaker. So B-73, it shows that Team Angle still want to get Kurt the championship. Overall, it was a decent main event, and it ends to basically Lesnar coming to save Undertaker and beating up Team Angle, and of course their leader Kurt Angle as well. But a solid A-star 95 there. Storyline advances, pretty much a decent end to the show. B81, so no specific comments to the show. It just basically means that we don't seek to gain any pop. We don't really lose anything. So overall, just a run-of-the-mill average show. But I'm still happy with it, and yeah, puts us in a good position going into Insurrection. We'll just go back to the main screen, as it's all mostly booked under pre-booked anyway, so we can have a quick run through the card. Don't think there's anything there that directly affects us. One Man Gan has retired. Terry Taylor, new contract. That's perfectly fine. There you go, Terry. And drug test 11,000. Big Show says Charlie Haas doesn't connect with the fans. That's fair enough, but it's up to us to develop Charlie Haas into a talent that will. So where are we? Pre-booking. So that's the card we've got just now. Benoit, Big Show, Cena, Edge, Jericho and Christian, Hogan, A-Train, JBL, Ron Simmons, Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels against Evolution, Rhino, Mark Henry, Austin and Goldberg against Triple H and Rock. Because it is Insurrection, I'm more than looking likely to go Big Show, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker against Team Angle, and maybe give Kurt Angle something else, just keeping it away the world title, because effectively not all Insurrections had championship matches hence why we've went with that other match there. But we'll see. I'll probably play that one on the fly. But the matches you saw there, if you want to let us know what your predictions are, and we'll see who gets quite close. But yeah, as always, it's much appreciated for taking time out of your day to watch. As I say, next Thursday will be Insurrection, and it'll give us a good 6 weeks to book Vengeance and hopefully get a really good card and good storylines put together for that. As always, thumbs up are appreciated, comments are appreciated regarding this, your own series, wrestling in general. Let us know how you're finding TEW. And yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.